I'm filming this video for like the 4th time because I keep forgetting. I keep getting off topic and forgetting what I was doing. Okay, I was talking. I just posted a video on YouTube and I sent it into Discord, and I just realized I'm on streamer mode, so I have no idea if anyone has responded to this yet. No, okay. Well, I'm filming a preemptive response.
Adventure time!
So you may have noticed, if you have Benny, because everyone has Kaya, if you have Benny and you used Kaya for like any stretch of time before replacing him immediately on your team, or if you are a Kaya main, in which case you also have used him for a long stretch of time, then you may have noticed something specific with the Watsonian response. Okay, you may have noticed something. Very similar. The doylist response that people give to this is that it's animation reusing, which Genshin already does, because they do that for characters with the same model, which this is the short man and the tall man. Diluc and Kaya sitting on a bench are just identical to each other, and Bennett and Razor sitting on a bench are identical to each other. But that doesn't really work between models, because, like, I'm not someone who knows really anything about animation or game design outside of what I have seen in video essays. I'm not someone who does either of those things. But there is, like, this, if you want to learn more, there's, like, this Polygon video where they were talking about, I mean, like, they were talking about, like walking animations and making sure that somebody's footfalls land in the right place and stay in the right place for the speed that they are going. If you watch Benny's feet, they are staying in the same place until he lifts off again. Because that's how walking works in real life. And of course, if I, like, do this, then he skates across the ground and it doesn't make any sense. But that's, like, because I'm being weird and not because the animation is weird. One day we will really get up there in that, but that day's not today. This is already 20 years in the making, I think. You can watch early 2000s 3D games and be like, whoa, that person is on ice, and it's not an ice level. But now someone responds as I am recording. Nope. Not to that. But you can notice, you can move animations over from one type of model to another, and it will mostly translate over, but sometimes it won't translate over. And there's another Polygon video where they're talking about the bread boy from BioShock Infinite, Burial at Sea. I think that's the title. I've said it every single time that I've tried to record this video. I have it checked to see if it's correct. But it's about the infamous bread boy who's dancing, like dance jumping around a cylinder in the middle of Paris with a baguette in his hands going, look, you're in Paris. Or at least that's what people think his purpose is. It was because it felt too stale, apparently, during that sequence, but they couldn't find a way to... There's a lot of reasons for it, and you should watch the entire video. But through the whole explanation, at the end, the person decided on making Bread Boy because they not originally, but like their final solution that they thought they had was to have two children dancing in a circle around this cylinder. And so they reused an animation from two adults dancing in a circle. And we're just going to paste it onto the kids and then adjust it as needed. But they had this problem where the kids' hands were stuck over their heads in the position where the adults had it, like at the height that they had it, because like the place where Kaya's hands are right now is different from the place where Benny has his hands right now. Because if Benny had his hands where Kaya's hands are, they would be... Where would they be? They'd be like up here. That's a little bit wild. That'd be weird if he just had his elbows bent up there. That'd be like Nya, right? Anyway, and so they had this problem.
Let's go find some treasure.
Okay. They had this problem and they couldn't fix the hand thing, or at least it was getting weird, but they had this idea to instead take away the dance partner for the boy and put a baguette in his hands, and then he would dance around with his hands above his head holding a baguette. And it was weird for like the dream sequence or whatever that was happening. I don't know what happens in fucking Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea. I just know that Bread Boy is in it. So that's what happens when you try and share animations. So whenever people would look at how Benny and Kaya have similar animations and they'd say, oh, they're just reusing animations. It's like, kind of, sure, but maybe not. Maybe it is the team trying to give us some storytelling. Which, when you look at Kaya and Benny's, it seems more like a animation copy-paste because it looks pretty much almost the fucking same. With the exception of Kaya's teleport at the end. But then I realized earlier today, I was reading a fic. No, it's not important which one. But someone had made an offhanded remark about Diluc training Razor. And I was like, wait. Because I got Razor very early on in the game. Kind of shortly after I got Bennett. I didn't get Diluc until earlier this year. And Razor has been off of my team since about this time last year. So I never noticed this before, but whenever I thought about it, because I have been using Diluc every day since April. And I think I also used Razor every day for like 4 months. So, I apologize again for Discord. I keep thinking that it's someone who is responding to my message, and it is not. So I'm just going to put myself back on Do Not Disturb. So I do want you to see this. That's one. That's not too similar, but you do also need to keep in mind, watch Razor's hands. Hold on. Okay, big boy gonna put away his sword now. Is it controls? Default camera distance. Closer. Okay. So. Okay, that's a little too close. It's a little bit too close. Maybe put it at 5.3. But if you notice, he is... Wow, everyone really wants to talk to me right now, when I thought that this would be the one that would make sense the most. You'll notice that he's using 2 hands. Diluc sometimes uses only 1 hand whenever he's swinging. Specifically on his second swing, and on some more, but I haven't paid attention that much. So, and also keep in mind, Diluc has, well, I'll get into the Watsonian explanation in a second, but 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That looks like a 15-year-old trying to imitate a 24-year-old. And so does that one. So that's a Watsonian, yeah, anyway, the Watsonian definition, here's the thing of what Watsonian and doylist means. Watsonian is an in-universe, an in-meta narrative explanation for why something occurs. And the doylist explanation is the author's explanation for why it occurred, and out of meta. or whatever. Whatever the term is. I don't know what meta means, actually, now that I think about it. But it's used for, like, media analyzation. So the example that people often give is of Watson's limp or his pains or something from Sherlock Holmes. John Watson's pains in his leg often switch legs, and people don't know why that happens. And so the Watsonian explanation is that it's a phantom pain in his other leg. It's a psychological thing. The doylist explanation is that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author for Sherlock Holmes, just fucking forgot which leg it was. And so, yeah, the doylist explanation of they reused animations. Okay. The Watsonian explanation, which is the one that I care about, is that Kaya taught Benny how to fight, and Diluc taught Razor. And it is he smiling? I just noticed, is he smiling? Oh my god. Someone who doesn't have friendship level 10 Kaya, tell me if he's smiling in your game.
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all.
It's not a very compelling explanation whenever you look at Kaya and Benny, since they are so similar. But whenever Razor's is so, like... Razor's form is, like, so sloppy, and his sword is the one who's using him to fight. He's not the one using his sword to fight. Like, that... It really looks like he's trying so hard to imitate Diluc and what Diluc does. And to further prove my point about animations and reusing animations, I was going to bring up other Claymore users with the same models. There's Razor. And then, yep.
Time for some training?
These are the 2 tall male Claymore users in the game and the 2 short male Claymore users in the game. So... Those 2 are already different. That's different. And that's pretty different. Yeah, I'm gonna change the camera angle thing back. Or camera distance. So that's pretty different. And then, actually, let's do Luke first. 1, 2. 1, 2. Pretty obviously different. That was so cool. That's pretty obviously different. Now I'm wondering, live on stream or live on the recording, because I already, in one of my last attempts at recording this, I already did the Claymore users. I'm wondering, another tall the other tall male sword user is Ayato, who I don't have. But we can check these 2. And I can check these 2, I guess. Well, I can just... So... Already different. Very different. Very different. Okay, now for a Watsonian... I'm getting really Watsonian in here. Kaya and Jean, I think, trained together for the Knights, or maybe that is made up and I just read too many fanfics. So. Oh, I did too much. I did too much. I did too much. Well, that one was a... Hers is a downswing. His is an upswing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then thrust. Okay. And she has a... Oh, that's hot. 1, 2, 3, 4. What was that 5 again, Jean? Similar. Similar 5. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking things. I'm thinking thoughts. Thoughts are being thought. Thoughts are being thunk. Alright. I get it. I see it. What team do I have before? What was the team before? Oh god, who was my silly brigade at this point in time? Oh no, who's silly here? Hold on, I know it's you guys. Who was the one? Oh, you. Okay.
Are you going to hold a festival?
Yeah, wait a second. No, wrong. Yeah, obviously. Okay. Thought so. Yeah, they're not gonna... They're not using it. Wrong. Who...
Let's go. Time is against us.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it just goes to 4. That's Kaya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shit. I wasn't expecting that. I don't use her. That's just it. Okay. Hold on. Alright, that flip made me think that they were similar, but their attacks are not at all similar. God, I want to use her, but I can't. I can't do it.
Are you going to hold a festival?
If anyone's wondering, it's because I got coaching on Standard earlier this year, but I already have the Shogun. And when I don't use the Shogun but still need Electro, I use Beidou or Lisa. Lisa if I'm really desperate. So I don't need coaching. But I am interested in her. Everyone else that I use regularly is very important. But yeah, so that's the video. I was rambling the whole time. I'll put links in the description for what I'm talking about. Thank you and good night.